Sponsored by Tropical Acres Steakhouse.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another week and another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. I'm Mike Mayo, coming to you live from the office studios in Dania Beach, repaired, refreshed, rejuvenated. How about you, Jeff Defo DeForest? My brain is not fired up, but how you doing? How was your weekend?
Beautiful weekend. Thank you for that fine introduction, Mike Mayo. That's
getting better as I get
start the show. We've been having some internet difficulties here on my end throughout the morning, even though we were doing some very important work. Of course, that would be the time that it would decide to just crash and burn. Great weekend. Started out Friday with a session there at Gulfstream Park. Kind of had to make a quick exit because we put something together later that afternoon on a new platform. Saturday, I spent just wailing away at a parimutuel facility, the Isle Casino, followed by the subsequent freebie at Faraday's. Very good this time, and had a great time there. And then yesterday, didn't do too much, but did have I have a culinary piece of advice for people on a Sunday afternoon or a Sunday evening. Fishtails, get the Sunday gravy that Kathy Vasallo makes from her mother's recipe. I just had some. The Mustang brought some home. Somebody ordered an appetizer version of the meatballs and ended up getting the full spaghetti dinner. Didn't really want it. And so it came home to me. And even a day later, absolutely amazing. Nice. Well worth it. And I think the giant portion that I got was $25 or something. So Sunday afternoon, fishtails. It's only available on Sunday. The Sunday gravy, appropriately. Very, very good dish, Mike Mayo. I think you would find that a lunchbox approval special.
I love a good Sunday gravy any day of the week. Runway 84 has it every day of the week now. They have the little braciole and the meatballs and the.
But the 84 would be the key number there because it's probably $84 by compared to the 25 that I paid for this. Oh yeah, reasonable. All right.
Remember, we're trying to work with these people.
No, I like it. I'm just saying it's going to be pricier than fishtails. You go right away to supporting sponsorship, but I'm just saying this is a good idea for people that are looking for a real good Italian meal.
Yeah. Okay. So in the interest of fairness, I believe the Sunday gravy platter at Runway 84, which is enough to feed multiple people, I think is about $38, maybe in that range. And then for full disclosure purposes, because when I mention Jackson's, I do mention that I have a family member, my daughter, who scoops ice cream and works there. Do we have any family members?
I mentioned the Mustang. Mustang brought this home. She works there. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody misordered, and they replaced it with what they had actually ordered, which was a discounted version with less stuff. Didn't have the pasta along with it. They have a 2 meatball appetizer type of thing, which top notch. I mean, good bargain. But I would say this that for that type of place, not that there's, but they sort of combine entertainment with the food. I think you'll find this to be true. The food is a surprising upgrade from even your most optimistic expectations of what you're going to be served there. So it's great.
I need to do the Mustang tour. I need to go to Fishtails and check it out. And
definitely go out to Fishtails.
And I need to go to Stingers because I didn't realize that's where you met. I guess this was revealed by some incisive questioning by one Tony Segreto last week, and you were kind of scoffing at his interviewing skills. And why is he asking me about how we met and marriage? I thought it was very illuminating because here we are. You posted over the weekend that it was National Radio Day. Even
that was a Jim Sarney special.
And even though we're no longer on radio, and you spent 4 decades, 40 years plus.
I think it might have been more, yeah.
Yeah, and I've only did little quick hits here and there over the years as a sports writer and sports columnist. But you actually made a living at it. And like you said, up and down the whole dial. I was very impressed by the
left to right, yeah. I think I might have left some out, yeah. Those stations. I think the only station I wasn't on was the one that gives you the airport traffic updates. 1620, I believe it is. You can only catch it within 5 miles of there.
How
of the
about the
airport
title?
itself. Yeah.
The ones that have the tides, the high tides, and the fishing report.
The water
The-
report.
the water
Yeah. Well, we followed a fishing report for many, many years.
There you go.
And
So-
actually, I don't know if you remember this. It's a food item. Do you remember the Stewart sandwich by any chance? Which I think was kind of a southern, maybe might have been a Midwest thing, but it was definitely prevalent here in South Florida. The Stewart sandwich was sold at like convenience stores.
that I don't know. I'm not familiar.
And there
with
was a
that.
guy named Gadabout Gaddis, the Flying Fisherman, and I believe he had a radio show that aired on 940 when I first started there, and it was brought to you by Stewart Sandwiches, which you would think, I mean, would be appropriate, right? Because what do fishing guys want to do? They want to make sure they have like a giant lunch for those that have stout enough stomachs to be able to take the motion sickness. Those guys can eat like they're going. I mean, it's like the scene in The Perfect Storm where they're eating that burnt lasagna, even though they're 100-foot waves. I mean, you talk about difficult circumstances, but yeah, Stewart sandwiches. I don't know if anybody remembers those, but they were pretty popular at one time.
Yeah, speaking of burnt lasagna, there was some burnt chicken parm that was placed on the Let's Eat group. Man, it was a wild weekend on the group, and I spent far too much time looking at it and all the craziness. 116,000 people now. Is it me or are people getting angrier and crazier?
I don't know. You know what? I mean, that seemed a little exceptional. It was about Carrabba's restaurant. Somebody had placed a to-go order and got like a really bad-looking chicken parm. You went Mr. Fung on him again, you know, where you were grilling the poor person. I don't mind what you look like you ate a bite. You know, well, of course you would take
you
a
gotta
bite.
try
You're
it.
hoping it's salvageable.
It looks like he ate.
Sometimes they don't have it because my mom likes it when it has, the cheese gets that crisp thing. So it's not always burnt. Sometimes it has that crispness. So maybe that's worth trying. I can't be mad at them for trying, going, oh no, this is just burnt.
You got to take a bite and see. Maybe, it looks terrible. But maybe it isn't so bad. But I guess they gave up on it. But in general, I mean, Carrabba's, it's not like you're going to win any 5-star, appointments there from Mike Mayo. But for what it is, it's all right.
It's
Usually. They do a good job.
Carrabba's for a long time of the Italian national chains. It was at the top of my chain food rankings in terms of if I was on the road, let's say in Augusta, Georgia, or somewhere backwoods of Tennessee, I would, maybe try to check out El Carrabba's if they had one in a small town because they usually did a decent job. Yeah, here's my thing. Okay, if you're gonna start
a small town place, though, I mean, they're here pretty. I mean, do they have more
here.
than one location here?
There's Olive Gardens here. There's Domino's Pizzas here. This always mystifies me when you're in a major metropolis where you can get really good independent mom and pop shops with family recipes like the Sunday gravy at Fishtails. You like the way I brought that back.
That's good,
yeah.
Because you immediately started pushing people through the doors at Runway, and it's a different experience, Mike Mayo. It's a totally different
Of course,
thing.
it's a different experience. One is casual and a place you could catch a drink and just kind of, in your flip flops and just kind of chill out.
Dance with some
Sunday.
babes. I mean, it's great.
That's fish. And of course, Runway. We love Anthony and Mark Falsetto. And one of these days we'll
gotta get out there.
We'll bring them on board. I might be heading out there later this week. I haven't been in a while. It's been since the beginning. I think Mother's Day. Could you believe it? Because I was tallying up the weeks. We have a contest winner to pull. There's going to be 14 in the hat today.
Wow.
And before we refer to the contest. So thank you, Lisa.
Yeah. So the thing
What was
is, I was looking up, we have the 90-day eligibility rule that if you've won, you need to wait another 90 days until you're eligible to win again. And there was a couple of names. We have a couple of repeat winners in the hat. I was like, wait, didn't they just win? And I looked it up and it was like April 1st and April 17th. And one was May 18th. And
You're actually keeping records on this?
I keep, I'm a very meticulous
You are
journalist.
more organized than people would anticipate.
I
mean, the highlight of my weekend last week was when you ate the spaghetti with your fingers at the track.
That was another low light, but it was in the context of a cultural discussion of other cultures do eat with their food. I have color coordinated things that have been
my God.
every week.
Look at you.
What do you think? This is some schlock thing. They're paying us real money, Defo, and I've got to
They
be a
paid us for money for
professional.
years, and we still have never done that.
Here's my note sheet from this morning show.
What do you mean?
There it is right there. It has like a spaghetti stain on it, as a matter of
I
fact.
might not have been on the radio for 4 decades, but I am a when it comes to this broadcasting thing
Thank
and
God for you.
and
I
doing
forget
contests.
It doesn't show, though. I mean, until you hold up the list. And we
Well,
go,
I'm
wait a
trying to
minute.
when
There
I
was
try to-
some organizational approach to this? You have to be kidding me.
There is
All right.
indeed, and I've now tracked that there was 2 people that never redeemed their prizes from early on in the contest.
That's my favorite situation.
No,
In radio, when people don't redeem the prize, and then you therefore declare it's your own.
No, I'm not declaring that. One of them we got an explanation from. That was, remember, Dr. Sheetal Patel.
Yeah.
She is a
Fictitious
doctor.
person. Oh
she
no,
she doesn't live here.
She would no, she lives here, but she was away doing some, I guess, business. And sometimes, like there's Doctors Without Borders and people roam. She was in the Middle East. She was in I think Dubai for a while. She said she was coming back, and if she couldn't redeem it in time, would I donate, the amount of her winnings to the Permanently Disabled Jockeys Fund? I said, of course I would, but I never have yet. I'm going to reach out to her again, but. Now that we extended the contest to a year-round thing, she's more than welcome to redeem it. Or I'm gonna reach out to her again. There's 4.
Send in the stick anyway, Mayo. Come on.
Anyway,
Lubie and I'll chip in a third.
4 most.
Well, maybe Lubie won't. I'll chip in a half. Lubie's excluded from all monetary considerations here.
3 most recent winners haven't chosen a date yet, but they will, and they have until the end of October now to choose a date to go out there to 10 Palms. And no, it's going very well. And this week we had some contest trivia 4 weeks in a row now. The same number has won the contest race at Gulfstream. The number 3 is the lucky number. You have now 4 weeks in a row. This latest week was your horse for your Jersey boys. Our Adios Jersey, the number 3 horse, was the favorite.
There you go.
So that is your contest winner. In addition, there was a scratch of number 5, my pick, Flakes, was a scratch. And because our Adios Jersey was the favorite, if you selected the number 5, you get the post-time favorite. The post-time favorite won. So more people into the hat, more people into the pool. We love it. The more the merrier. So we have 14 in the hat. And, of course, the answer to this week's trivia questions was, you remember, Defo?
Yeah, Peking Duck House, which we're all looking forward to its resurrection.
The Ken didn't even know it closed.
It'd be hard not to notice that if you drove on Atlantic Boulevard anytime in the last 5 years. But I do miss it. There are a couple of Chinese places, takeout places nearby that aren't about the same distance. And they're okay, but I think the Peking Duck House was a notch above.
Well, look, there's places that you categorize as takeout joints where you just run in and out. Some of them have the bulletproof glass. Some of them you could do some other business.
You try to cash a check there, and then you get some chicken chow mein.
And then some of them I would call the nice sit-down establishments. Now, or just
not
basics.
too many of those, though, are there? I mean, in terms of Chinese restaurants,
there's a lot of them.
Yeah,
it's just you have to get out of your 3-mile radius.
Well, I mean, why would you travel like 40 miles to go to a Chinese restaurant when there are like 5 of them in the area?
If you could get good, authentic New York style Chinese
there's no
food.
such thing as authentic. That's your theory.
Yeah, but there is.
You're gonna be disappointed no matter where you go.
That's not true.
To all New Yorkers that want
we've had this
follow
discussion.
South Florida.
Hong Kong City Barbecue on 441, Silver Pond, Mainland China Bistro, Hong's Barbecue, Dragon City. These are all what people would categorize as real, authentic New York Chinese.
Okay, when you think again, I've actually eaten a lot in New York because when I think New York, I think food. But I actually haven't had Chinese there. But whenever I've seen it in like shows, it's usually the takeout place, right? Like you go to Chinese in New York and it's sit down, like that's a thing.
Oh, you sit down, in a very crowded, schwitzy place.
Okay.
There's all styles. There's the really kind of what people call authentic is when you look around the joint and nobody's speaking English. It's all Mandarin. It's all these big tables with the lazy Susans having their big family feast. And but then there's also the places like in Brooklyn where on a Sunday night it's just packed with Jews because it's by law. You have the Sabbath on Friday night and you rest on Saturday, and then on Sunday night thou shalt eat roast pork fried rice. Even if you're kosher, there's an exception carved out. I don't want to offend anybody. I'm Jewish. We used to do it all the time.
You better put the qualifiers in.
Did you see?
You've already been under
attack.
I mean, people are turning on you.
It's okay. This was all part of my plan.
It's not frozen. It's you.
It's you.
It's never
it's
us.
you, Defo. You always think it's
it's me.
and
All
it's
right.
you. Yes.
Well, it looks
Yes,
that
they're
way to
turning on me.
I mean, you just
It's
froze
all part
stiff.
of my grand plan. I want at one point for everybody, build me up and then just tear me back down and just hate me, and that's okay. I like it. I
You
live
open
for it. I
yourself
live
up
for
to
the
it, though. You
abuse.
really do.
It's okay.
You
Yeah,
leave the
because
door
I'm
wide open.
insufferable. Yeah.
You're just a hypocrite.
Well,
You're like,
that isn't
"Don't
an example
complain."
of your insufferability, but you can.
You're like, don't complain, and then it'll be Mayo on Let's Eat complaining.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
I'm
Mayo.
complaining about the complainers. I'm complaining about the way people complain. I'm complaining about the Carrabba's chicken. Here's a tip. If you're
So
gonna be
what was your? I mean,
wait,
you were all
don't
over
let me
that.
finish my thought.
You're
gonna post
all over the
something.
planet here. I mean, you're betting, you're doing this. On the Carrabba's thing, I'm looking at the picture. It was one bad example, and
Finish my thought.
I don't know. And you were like all over this person.
Can I
on that
finish
one.
my thought? If you're gonna post a picture on Let's Eat South Florida, do me a favor. Take a before picture of your food. Show me what the food looks like when you pull it out of the bag. When
Well,
you
it pretty much was.
when
It
it
was
comes to
almost
the
in
I
its
don't
entirety.
know. I don't know. And I said
There was one bite cut out.
I
of
don't
the
know if
thing.
it's
What are you
one
talking about?
bite. Things can be manipulated. Remember the way the guy had his dog chew on the pizza spot pizza?
Insufferable,
Okay.
man, and insufferable.
Take a
Unbelievable.
before picture. Then, if you're in the middle of it and it really sucks, or if you have an interior of a burger that you ordered rare and it's completely murdered and it's well done, then you take the interior half-eaten shot. I need stages. I need the full context. Otherwise, how can Mr. Fung cross-examine people? I don't understand.
Oh,
what's
it
going
was
on.
who was it? Was it F. Lee Bailey? Who was the guy? It was Sheck. Barry Sheck was interviewing
Barry
Fun, right?
That was the OJ trial.
Yeah.
Killing
How do you
it.
feel about that, Mr. Fung?
All right,
No,
let me
that-
get
that's
back to
always your line of questioning.
Well, do you
Let me
have a
get about
winner?
that,
People
Mr.
want the
Fung.
winner. Do you have a winner? People.
No, we're going to Chinese places first, and then we're going to do a winner. Hold on a second, because it was a very active weekend for Chinese sit-down restaurants on Let's Eat. Somebody posted a really nice dinner from one of my favorite spots, Christine Lee's at Gulf
Oh,
Street,
yeah, they do a great job.
and they sang the praises of the spare ribs, which I think are the best in South Florida. I mean, their ribs, and as Defo has found out, even their wings.
I think their wings are great. I really
Wings
do.
are great.
Wings are great. Their ribs are great. I mean, fantastic. The guy was a little disappointed because he ordered the wonton soup and it didn't have the greens in it. The special.
Oh, that's
I
it.
hate it.
Chinese
Yeah, ordering wonton
greens.
soup now is so sad. It just makes me sad.
But I said to him, if you order the special wonton soup, and it's a little pricey there, I think it's like $8, but you get, besides the pork and the wonton, you also get the shrimp, the chicken, and the greens, and a little bok choy, and a little mushrooms. So, you get it all. If you upgrade a little bit, instead of the $4 or $5, you got to go to the $8 or $9. But somebody posted Christine Lee. Somebody went to Rainbow Palace, which is a place, to me, not worth it, and it's very Americanized Chinese food, but they enjoyed it very much. So there are these.
You didn't hesitate to remind them that you're not a fan of the food there.
Always.
I saw that comment. also.
I did it a very.
No wonder the
subtle-
people are turning on you. You're getting really bad about this stuff.
It was
Person
kind of
wants to say something nice about a place, you don't like it, so you naturally shot
it
the
was
guy down.
subtle. I said, "I'm glad you
Subtle.
enjoyed."
You said, "Oh, if you like Americanized garbage
Yeah, never
and you want to
said
pay a lot of money for it, Rainbow Palace is your place."
All right, I'm gonna halt this right now because I said, "I'm glad you enjoyed your experience."
Oh God!
It's Americanized Chinese food with elegant service. And I said, and the person who posted said, I'm not a big fan of Chinese food. And I said, if you're not a big fan of Chinese food, this is the place for you. And she liked
Very
my
complimentary,
language.
yeah.
She came back at me saying, you actually described it perfectly. And thank you very much.
No, it's not a compliment.
Meanwhile, no one will ever go there again based on your recommendation.
They
that's
can
for
go
sure.
there if people
Yeah.
like Americanized Chinese food that is nice, fancily served with, white glove service and tablecloths and all that stuff. Not my kind
Pricey.
of place. It's pricey. It's very pricey. It's pricier than Christine Lee's, which also tends to be on the pricier side. But that's,
That's what it is. Yeah.
it's casino and racetrack pricing there. I love Mary, and I wish them nothing but the best at Christine Lee's. All right, are we ready for a contest?
Yes.
You managed to box yourself into like several corners here, Mayo. You're unbelievable.
People,
This was working
people-
off your organized sheet.
people hate me. Yes. All right. Guess who's in the hat this week, gentlemen?
I don't. A few people. I thought you said.
14. All right.
Bonnie.
Jim Sarney is in the hat, even though he says he doesn't like
Sarney!
buffets and doesn't
Oh,
do
no.
buffets.
He doesn't even
That
eat.
makes no sense. Green-eyed girl Judy is in the hat this
Green-eyed
week.
girl.
have a couple of multiple winners. Then I see some things that make me go, okay. So 2 people that are in the hat. One is named Gregory V. Kosks, and the other is Gregory M. Kosks. Is this a father and son? I don't know. Is it 2 people trying to do a twofer? I mean, one person trying to do a twofer? I don't know. I'm also wondering, there's a IB Fast Jaffe who didn't even give a name, and FT Jaffe USA that didn't give a name. Are these the same people that are just trying to do a twofer? Because one of them, they picked 2 different ones. Should I exclude them from the hat with one of them because one of them picked flakes, and for both of these multiple ones? I don't know. Are they gaming the system? We lost.
We lost Defo again. You've made different rules on this, and I know you've said family members can do it. You just can't. One person can't do multiple emails.
Right.
So if it's family members, I can't fault them. The one with the fake names, I think, is a little garbage. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's a little weird. The father son, it's clearly a father and a son, and that's fine.
Oh, okay. Lisa Kosks is chiming in, and she is a regular viewer. So both Kosks, Gregory V and Gregory M, they are father and son.
Yeah,
They're both
at
in
least
the hat.
that's literally what I'm saying. The ones where you wouldn't. Oh, here's Jaffe. So Don.
One's my wife. Okay, good. They're all actually watching. This is very encouraging. In this case, I'm going to get that second Jaffe slip and put it in the hat now because
they deserve it.
I was withholding that one. That was a new one to me. So my apologies, Don. And everybody is now in the hat. We've got 14 in the hat. Should I wait for Defo to come back and just elongate it or no?
No, just go.
All right, here we go. We're going in the hat. We got it. We're going to get one. I've got one in the hat. It is going to be, is it going to be a repeat winner? Is it going to be a newbie? This is a good one. Judy Jarecki, Green Eyed Girl. Then I have to take a schlep down from Delray Beach. And Judy got in on the scratched horse. She selected Flakes. So it's a case where, we're very generous here on the Lunchbox contest. If you pick a horse that scratches, you get the post-time favorite. And in this case, Judy Jarecki, Green Eyed Girl, congratulations. You're the winner of this week's 10 Palms. Yes, Judy Jarecki was in the hat.
I'm happy for her.
I don't mean to take sides, but better her than Sarney, because Sarney's like, I don't like buffets. I don't do buffets.
Well, Sarney would have been generous enough to, donate to somebody else, maybe some, person that was, really down on their luck, come out there to the track, see if they can't turn things around with a winning pick 5. Would have been nice. No, Judy's been a big fan of the show since the very beginning. Yeah,
she's been in.
Is that her first win?
It is, I believe, her first win.
All right.
So this is very gratifying. I mean, it's
those of you who are frustrated, what that shows you is, like we've said, if you just keep playing, Andy, Brian, you'll eventually get there. So congrats, Judy, and keep trying, and you all will get a chance.
Week 37, and again, it's perseverance. Like me and you trying to hit that pick 6, Defo. It's like,
always interesting when the guy bets a company, community pick 6, and you're bombed out in the second leg, but then he hits the pick 4 on his own.
Look, once we're out, it's up to every person.
I'm only busting your chops.
And
congratulations. What did that pay, Mike Mayo?
$245.
$245.
On a that one was a $4 bet, and
is that right?
The little ones that come back big. And I said to you and Andy, because we did go partners on that pick 6, which that ticket came back nice for a 20-cent pick 6. It came back 11 dimes. Did you see that?
What did we miss it by? 2 or 1?
We had 4 out of the 6. So
all right, nothing great.
Yeah, nothing great. They don't pay 5 out of 6, and we didn't even have 5 out of 6, and we were knocked out on the third leg. We were live.
We may as well have had like this Powerball ticket here with 0 out of 6.
But we banded together for $100 worth of tickets.
Yeah,
and
I owe you what, 33?
No, you owe me nothing, because I told Andy once I hit the late pick 4, there was loan forgiveness. I did not need yours $34.
You're like Joe Biden, man.
For his
student loans, forget about it.
I'm a very generous guy. I don't know why everybody's ganging up on me on the group, just because
you're getting strange. I mean, with those responses, I really have to take exception with some of the things. You naturally try to justify them. But I thought you attacked this woman unnecessarily there over the picture.
There's that word attack again. It's not an attack. It was
a snide, like, kind of attack. Like, are you kidding me? What are you going there for in the first place?
Oh, no.
I sensed a lot of that.
Rainbow Palace.
That place, and the same thing with the Carrabba's one. Yeah,
because the other one that I kind of Oh, there
See,
was,
no, and you recommend something all the time, which I suppose is probably a smart thing to do. But is everybody really going to do it? Do you really check everything before you leave the counter? Do you open all the boxes? Like, let's say you got like 5, 6 different little takeout things. Are you really going to open all of them right there at the counter as you're
I
paying?
check the number of things. I don't actually look like if there should be 5
You're
things.
going to open it up and look
I
inside.
don't do that. There's no time to check and
Come on,
see
man.
if I'm getting 1 or 2 things, I
you
look.
look there.
And if I'm picking up and I get 1 or 2 things, I look. If it's 5 or 6 things, I'm not looking at all of them. And then it's
And
like
that's
you
usually
take
where
your
the orders
chances.
get screwed up. I mean, but you're counting on the place's reliability that from hopefully past experiences that usually they get the order right, and if they blow one once in a while, okay, you're not going to go crazy about it.
In the case of the Carrabba's post, it was delivery and it was through DoorDash. And my number one rule of these
You hate DoorDash,
freaking
yeah.
third-party apps.
Yeah.
Those who you play silly games, no, play stupid games and win silly prizes, and that's what every time you basically order food through Uber Eats or DoorDash, you're playing a silly
100%.
game because they don't care. Things can get messed up, and I know it's become a big business and a big part of the whole restaurant industry. The restaurants hate it because remember these third-party apps are taking a cut of 30%, and in turn they end up raising the menu prices on those items that
On
get
those
put
apps.
on those platforms. And then you have schmucks that go out and like me. Remember the time I got what was it?
You
a
got the
$30
$50 burger or something.
That
Yeah.
was 30 instead of like 18 and
Right.
shenanigans.
If I just went there and schlepped my own fat ass down there and opened up the box and checked it, it would have been $18. Instead, it's 30,
30
and it can
bucks.
get screwed up. And then what do you got to do? You can't call anybody. You call
Well,
the
that's
restaurants.
interesting that they did that because surely my wife is like the queen. She literally the Starbucks. I can see it from my house. And she'll Uber eat a Starbucks, and it's
Oh,
like
geez.
you just paid $50 for a $4
That's a
Starbucks.
millennial right there. That is
I'm here. I'm
sorry.
gonna get darn it, coffee. So she just is so whatever. But here's the deal: at least half the times they screw up. But we don't go to Let's Eat. We don't bitch
Right.
about DoorDash or the company. She does the complaint on. If you do the complaint online, they always refund you instantly. Just
Okay.
because it's
Well,
in their
that's good.
business. And you just move on. If you're going to
Right.
complain about getting it from a third party thing, then you just
Yeah.
want to complain.
Then you're a loser. You're a
I don't know about
loser.
loser, but
I'm gonna go on to Let's Eat every time somebody posts complaining about a third party app. I'm
It's
just
such a
gonna say
50-50
losers.
Like it's like there's so many different hands involved. So little people care. It's just dumb.
Meanwhile, I don't want to get in the way of your marriage and disrupt any marital harmony. But can you maybe explain to Shirley if she just went out to Starbucks and picked it up herself, that maybe you could afford a professional pool cleaner and wouldn't have to sit there every week with the
I
chemicals?
like the whole thing. I'm happy. I literally spend like $50 a month now that we fixed the algae situation, and I do
Algae situation.
So that was 2 months ago. The pool's been amazing. So it would be so stupid for me to have a pool person at this point. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I don't
Okay.
need a pool person.
So you
But I
find
don't
it
buy her coffee. She's just weird. She knows I buy the coffee. I make coffee here every day. My wife
I'd rather spend $6 for a cup of coffee than you could get like 80 portions, 80 cups of coffee if you buy like the big bag, $21 at
Hello,
BJ's.
the $15 one. It lasts us like 3 months. Don't ask me.
$400 worth of Starbucks coffee for like $20. And no,
She's
she
just
has to go out every day. She's weird. She's wasting your money. She might
Well,
as
it's
well.
not every day. It's not every day. She does it like once in a while, but every one time she does it, whenever we Uber eat food on the weekends, it's so 50-50 if it's going to go wrong. Like we're not even upset half the time. We're just like, yeah, of course. What do you want to do? Like to go and rant on Let's Eat about it is the dumbest. I'm sorry. I just think it's dumb because like you're taking it in your own hands. If you're not going to go and grab the food, then they'll refund you and you just deal with it. Like, I don't know.
Well, I guess, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
And some people just kind of like going onto the group
Yep.
and fetching. And, what I don't get, Defo, is people that go on there and like deliberately play around in terms of maybe misspelling something. This was another thing that happened over the weekend was I think it's a woman who was looking for lobster ravioli, except she spelled lobster lobstar. It wasn't even like the Boston lobster, which is a AH if you're going to play around with it. She was like looking for Labstar. So it made it seem like she was looking for some like COVID variant ravioli.
Yeah.
Like she wanted something out of
Why
a
did she
lab.
just like move to Wuhan?
Right. She wanted Labstar ravioli. Okay, that's number one. And then number two, she did the ultimate trigger thing where you count down 3, 2, 1, and go. and people on the group hate the and go thing. And I think that's another generational thing. Can you explain that one to me, Lubie? That like kids on the social media, they go or and go when they're trying to get people to basically be nice to them and give them recommendations. And instead of saying thanks in advance or thank you very much, they say and go, like I'm some trained animal, some pet, some dog that's just there to, like roll over and sit for them. Do I channel and model bad behavior because I ridicule people who put the and go on there? Absolutely. I'm a horrible admin. You can turn against me. You can think I'm a bully and I'm attacking people. I'm just trying to channel civility. That just came out ridiculous because, if you want people to treat you nice, don't treat them like you're a dog, like they're dogs that they're just barking command and go. So
and then it goes weird. You can ask, look, we like a few places, Italian places. Do you guys have any suggestions? I don't understand the and goes. The and goes bother me.
And she deliberately misspelled Labstar ravioli, which triggered people. And then she posted another thing. And I guess maybe this is all part of people's game this morning, saying, I never expected for people to be so mean to me after and she was saying, she basically admitted she was playing around. And I was like, well, live and learn. If you're going to play around with this 116,000 beehive, like it's some little cat toy, like you're dangling a little, one of the little mouse in front of the cat, and then the bees get angry and they all start stinging you. Well, what do you expect? Again, play stupid games, win silly prizes. And number 2, don't let it affect you. Just don't care. People were on there slaying me apart. And I say, okay, fine, whatever. I'm going to go back and, bet another race and make another pound of spaghetti. And that's that. So I'm exhausted, Defo.
Where are you going with this? That's the question.
That's
Tropical
the whole
Acres?
question
Is that what
of
you're
life.
I'm hoping you're heading for Tropical Acres.
Thank you. You
talk
think
about something good here, and
yes.
You shouldn't get so angry with these people. It is what it is, and you're going to get your fetching. So count on it every day.
I feel like Howard Beale in Network.
In general, though, I feel this way about Let's Eat Self Thought. I find it to be a very positive.
I love it.
Factor. I really do, and I can weed my way through, what you consider to be maybe because you're more involved and you're directly involved in approving these things. And
yes, and then I monitor them. Yeah. And I get to see all the curse words because I have this little thing, the moderation alerts that every time somebody uses the word a-hole or go f yourself.
Oh well, that's not good. Yeah, I shouldn't get vicious like that. We're talking about food, for God's sake. Everybody's got their own opinion. We differ on a lot of different things, and you're entitled to your opinion. And I feel like, with Carrabba's, for example, I've eaten there. Would I go out of my way to go there? No. Would I consider eating there if somebody said, hey, you want to go out to dinner? Why don't we go to Carrabba's? And that was their place of choice. I'd say fine, and I'd probably.
And remember, this wasn't Carrabba's. It was DoorDash ordering Carrabba's through DoorDash.
Yeah, I don't use those services, although the Mustang occasionally does with her friends when they don't feel like going out. But I'm a big advocate of just ordering and then immediately getting in the car to go pick it up.
Yeah, I'm a big advocate.
I don't care if I'm there before it's ready, but I'd rather be there before it's
establishment.
Yeah.
Because look, DoorDash didn't cook this guy's chicken parm and burn it.
Yeah.
But I wonder if when the restaurants get these third-party apps, like they don't put in as much care, or that they know that, hey, it's going out and it's not like it could get sent back. Whereas if you go and eat at Carrabba's and they brought out a plate like that,
they would replace it, sure.
You would just say, hey, this looks a little too overcooked and burnt for me. Can you replace it? And that's why, again, play stupid games, win silly prizes. If you're going to play Russian roulette with your dinner and do all these delivery services,
understand, yeah,
with third-party apps and, places, people order from places that are like a half hour away and they wait all day and then it comes in cold and they're, then they get upset. It's like, oh, my dinner is cold. What'd you expect? It's 30 miles away.
Exactly.
So, go, if you want maximum satisfaction, go yourself to the restaurant, sit down and eat. If you don't want to, if you're tired and it's been a long day, then just order from the Chinese takeaway around the block that still has their own guy delivering, that usually gets to me quick. I've had the same guy, Wayne, comes in, beautiful job at my local at Hunan Wok 2. And, I have my certain orders. They know me. He said, oh, do you want the chopsticks and the hot, spicy chili oil with it, Mr. Mayo? Yes. It's nice to have personal relationships.
Yeah, that's fine.
And they'll deliver it. So Let's go to Tropical Acres. I was there last week, Defo. Did I tell you that?
I saw the picture. Yeah, actually, what's weird is I'm looking, I'm saying that looks like a really high
That
end
dish.
Mayo esque, sophisticated dish that he's eating there. And then I realized I was thinking, that could be that pasta dish that Jack Studiali turned us on to at Tropical Acres.
It was that surf and turf marsala pasta, which is beautiful sliced tenderloin along with nice big shrimp tossed with marsala sauce and fresh linguine. And you know what? I'm so classy. I ate it with a fork and not my hands when I went to Tropical Acres last week
Wow,
Nice,
dude.
yeah.
because those guys, they exude class, and I try to behave
You should
myself.
always keep like one of those, little. Like you were a Boy Scout. You always, reminded us of that. And,
Nice.
why don't you have one of those little gadgets that also is a fork
I know,
and a
right?
knife?
Swiss
Like you
Army
should have
knife.
that on you at all times. Yeah,
Yeah,
Swiss Army knife type of thing.
I guess
Can
I should.
opener, give you a little bit of everything.
I could do that.
And
And
to
then
be ready.
wine bottle opener, which is
Wine-
key on a
wine
Monday and
opener would be
Tuesday night.
important.
Because
Yep.
Yes,
half price
half
wine
price.
night tonight at Tropical Acres. Go in there and treat yourself right. You can go into the bar for happy hour. It's Monday. It means the rest of the week, Monday through Friday, that great happy hour in the bar where you get the half price drinks, any drink in the house, including the premium stuff like my Belvedere Martini. Get it for just $8. It's unbelievable. Of course, with those light bites, 4:30 to 6:30 in the bar. Things like the sirloin sliders, escargot, all kinds of great dishes for $6. That is the happy hour. Then you go into the dining room and you get, yourself a proper dinner. You get those twin Maine lobsters still going on all summer long. $39 for a pair of beautiful steamed pound and a quarter Maine Nova Scotia lobsters with a side dish and a salad. Can't beat that deal. Pair it up with a prime rib or filet mignon when you go with a friend or a partner, and you can have yourself a really good value conscious surf and turf. Tropical Acres is open every day but Sunday. They also have a butcher shop if you want to get some filet mignons to throw on the grill at home. That's open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Better yet, go into the dining room and get that great service value selection from the Studiali family. Tropical Acres has been open since 1949. That's over 70 years. Incredible stuff. They know how to do it right. Go there. Half price wine Monday and Tuesday. That's tonight. Don't forget the loyalty reward card. For every 12 entrees you purchase, you get the 13th one for free. Michelle got one filled up. She's looking forward. She's going to take Natalia there this week for their mother-daughter going back to school routine,
Nice.
and they're going to get
You're
a
out on
nice
that?
free. I'm iced on that. Yeah, that's.
You're out?
I'm not
All
going to get. And let's see. That's it. Yeah, 2500 Griffin Road, just west of the airport, 95. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
I don't know who I'm more excited for among the winners over the weekend. Coco Gauff with that brilliant victory in Cincinnati, mowing down the number one seed in the process there. Iga Swiatek or Green Eyed Girl, Judy, for winning the contest here this week. I'm going to go with Judy, because we've been rooting for her for a long, long time. All right, coming back with more Mike Mayo's Lunchbox on a Monday in a moment.
Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Do you like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style, a pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting? Have I got the place for you? Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasto platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi. Fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. This August, Visit Lauderdale invites everyone under the sun to indulge in the annual Dine Out Lauderdale promotion. This year's options will be more diverse than ever, with fine dining restaurants, casual eateries, and even your favorite cafes and ice cream parlors part of the mix. From August 1st through 31st, scores of restaurants will be offering multi-course meals at discounted prices starting at just $45 per person. Diners can also enjoy sweets and treats, brunches, happy hour specials, and exclusive culinary experiences. This year's lineup includes 3030 Ocean, Foxy Brown, and Lasso Gaucho in Fort Lauderdale, Even Keel Fish Shack and Aruba Beach Cafe in Lauderdale by the Sea, Cafe Max in Pompano, The Cook and the Cork in Coral Springs, Union Kitchen and Bar in Wilton Manors, and more. Restaurants are being added by the day. For the full Dine Out Lauderdale lineup and all the details, go to dineoutlauderdale.com. We're back on the Lunchbox. I think I just heard the buzzer that buzzed when the goalie for the Nashville, whatever they were, hit that penalty kick right into the gut of the Inter Miami goalie. Did you watch that game? Messi's goal was pretty impressive, and it's not like they didn't touch him at all. He was marked a little bit. He did a little move and a pivot.
Oh, he went between 5 guys on that one. That was amazing. I love goalie on goalie. I love goalie on goalie fights in hockey. Mike Vernon was involved in one of those back in the, I guess it was it Patrick Waugh and Mike Vernon?
Yes.
The Avalanche and the Detroit Red Wings hated each other like poison, and they would start fighting as soon as they dropped the puck, and then the goalies would get into it. I always love that. But goalie on goalie penalty kicks, I think, is the ultimate way to decide what is supposedly an historic and monumental game and something of so significance that you have a guy. Didn't it look like he had a little water polo cap on, like he was a water polo goalie? Or was that a yarmulke? What was that guy wearing?
It looked like he was playing with Newt Rockney in the 1920s.
Yeah. What was that?
It was goofy looking. Either that or he's flying with the Red Baron in one of those fighter planes. I mean,
looked like the guy didn't belong. Like all of a sudden you were watching like sport as circus, and then the one guy, kicks the ball and he gets it in, and then the Inter Miami guy runs into the net to defend it. I mean, like you had no friends and you decided to play one-on-one soccer. I thought it was terrific.
If you had to pick like one guy who's going to be the GOAT of the game, who's going to blow it all, it is the guy with the Newt Rockney cap, right? He just looked like...
what was that? Did he have some problem with his ear? Did he have like cauliflower ear? Was this guy like Jerry Quarry?
I don't know, but it was an entertaining game for a 1-1 draw.
You watched the whole thing? I only saw the highlights.
Soccer is perfect for me because this happened.
Nothing happens. Yeah.
Saturday at 9:00, right? I was stuck. I was like kind of homebound all weekend. It was a very rare weekend because between my mom getting back from the hospital and somebody had to be with her.
Work at your house too.
And they were finishing up that work on repairing all the flood damage from April in my house. It's finally done. I could finally start cashing some checks, Defo.
Well, I noticed a serious upgrade in the material that was consisting, your flooring was consisting of.
Well, I mean,
did you take that into consideration? I mean, you got rid of that 1956 tile that was in the room there, and all of a sudden you've got some beautiful new wood laminate
to the state that it was before the event itself took place. We wouldn't want to be.
It looked like you got that floor from the Boston Garden.
Some fresh parquet in there.
It's before pictures. I mean,
what they call
insurance guy.
This is waterproof material. It looks like parquet hardwood floor. It's actually they call it this luxury vinyl. It's great material now.
No, very nice. I have some of that stuff. Yeah,
it's good. And anyway, so I was stuck and kind of homebound all weekend, and I just was. I was just making food at home for a change, and but the game started at 9:00, and I saw Messi score his brilliant goal, and then being that I had a little cocktail, I passed out. I snoozed through most of the rest of the game.
Very appropriate. You were with the rest of the country on that,
right? When I woke up, it was 1-1, and it was like heading into like the 90th minute, and I was like, okay, now there's going to be whatever.
This game could end soon. I don't know when, but it'll end soon.
And then I started watching the penalty shootout, and it was pretty riveting action. And very impressive the way everybody kept making every shot for a while there in that second round. And
how could you miss? Honestly, I mean, when this women's national team started missing penalty kicks, how can you miss? The goal, literally, I mean, is the size. It has huge. The entire baseline encompassed, which is like what, 40 yards? I mean, how wide does that feel? 50 yards wide?
It's pretty wide, and the goal is pretty wide. I don't understand how a team like Inter Miami can lose 11 in a row and still be eligible to win any kind of cup. And then this is like just a mid-season tournament within the regular season, and they just created,
which is unrelated to any league action.
Right. And it's just it's one thing if it's the European Cup where all these teams that don't play in the same, league or division face each other for a cup. But this is like
you're rationalizing about a sport that's based on irrational thinking.
Yeah, MLS. It's all the MLS teams paying for this newly created cup, and it's like, okay, at the end, what do they win? And they brought out that little like tin cup that they have that they give the little leaguers that they make down at was it Edco Trophy down on Davie Road there. My friend Rick Cordry. Hi. It's like
well, the World Cup itself is probably the ugliest trophy of all sport. I don't even know why a guy would want to hold that up. It wouldn't even be worth winning. Have you seen the actual World Cup trophy?
I have not.
It's this little thing. I mean, I have met bobbleheads that are more appealing to look at than that. A real scruffy looking trophy. It looks like it was a doorstop.
Not befitting the magnitude of the championship involved.
No.
The Stanley Cup.
Stanley Cup has tradition and
Stanley
all
Cup
kinds of stuff.
Grand
Stories. It's great. Yeah.
Even the Lombardi Trophy is okay, right? So
Lombardi's fine. I mean, it's going to be expensive. The Larry O'Brien is okay with the basketball. They have better trophies, than the World Cup on the Pro Bowlers Tour. They give away better trophies. Where you got like Don Carter in that little pose of his, and that's the championship trophy. So don't try to explain a game of soccer, Michael.
Okay. Well, I did watch the Inter Miami's big cup win, whatever cup they won, but I did not wake up in time for the thrilling conclusion to the Women's World Cup. I think we all knew that England always blows the big one, whether it's men, women, children.
Yep.
Give me a place to eat in Nashville. I had a friend asking online about Nashville, opportunities, what they should do there. I've never been. Well, I've been through there, but I've never spent any significant time there to do anything of, where you'd call it an experience other than driving through. But where's the place to go?
Great food town, and both high end and kind of regular honky tonk. Nashville, of course, is known for hot chicken. And there's a place that Hattie B's is.
Oh, that's right. And they're lined up around the block, right?
That's the place that everybody goes. But I go to the one that's in East Nashville. That's a little bit more, shall we say, just kind of an independent place that's in a neighborhood that maybe some people don't, it's not as touristy, but it's called Bolton's Chicken and Fish.
Okay.
And it's
I'm gonna write this down.
It's African American owned. It's kind of has some soul food and some good spicy fish along with the hot chicken sandwiches.
Is there a central area where like a lot of restaurants would be, or?
Yeah, well, there's that whole area where all those music is Broadway, where all the the bachelorette parties, and they all rent these golf carts and they're just drinking their brains out. And there's all these kind of clubs and music places, but not really good restaurants.
Nothing great.
There,
Okay.
there is a great restaurant that I like a lot. It's called Henrietta Red.
These guys are foodies too, like hardcore foodies.
Well,
Henrietta
I'm
Red?
going to give you one. Henrietta Red is near. There's actually a minor league ballpark in part of Nashville, and Henrietta Red is a couple of blocks from that minor league ballpark. But it's got a really good Sunday brunch, and it's a good restaurant. And,
Okay,
it's
I'm
on
going to
my
recommend
list.
it to them.
So recommend that one,
Yep.
and give them Bolton's Chicken and Fish, and
Okay.
hopefully they'll have themselves a good time in Nashville, one of the great food towns, and not necessarily one of the great goal scoring towns for their.
I mean, can you believe this whole thing is rigged, though, Michael? How could you not see? You don't see a conspiracy here?
I see a conspiracy.
Yeah.
This one is rigged. That they want Messi
There'll
to
be
win
more
everything.
conspiracy theories about this MLS season with Messi than there will be on Wednesday night at the Republican debate.
That I don't even want to think about. All right, so let's talk about It's Dine Out Lauderdale. I can't believe we're already on the 21st, and that for this Dine Out Lauderdale month, for some restaurants will be coming to an end. Other restaurants will be extending and doing it all the way through the end of September. Best bet is to go online to dineoutlauderdale.com or visit lauderdale.com/dineout. So you could kind of click on different restaurants and see which ones are going to be offering these special deals just through the end of this month or extending it through the end of September. All kinds of good places are on there, including our friends at Even Keel Fish Shack and Union Kitchen and Bar, Foxy Brown, Aruba Beach Cafe, Cook and the Cork, Cafe Max. The list goes on and on. There's over 100 restaurants participating this year where you get multi-course dinners at discounted rates, along with cafes and ice cream parlors like Jackson's with their kitchen sink for one. That's still being offered during the week for $18.95. Usually you can only get that with a big group. So all kinds of great deals, discounts, and offers. DineOutLauderdale.com. Check it out. Go treat yourself today to some great dining in the greater Fort Lauderdale area. And don't forget, right around the corner, after Dine Out ends, you want to gonna get the foodie in your life. Tickets to the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. That's going to be at the beginning of January. Makes a great stocking stuffer for the holidays because right after Christmas and New Year's, it's going to be here, all the great stuff, including the grand tasting. That's Saturday at the Beachfront Park at Las Olas Boulevard, along with the barbecue battle. I'm going to be back judging, and I know Defo wants to be involved and Lubie be involved. That's around the corner, and there's going to be all kinds of great specialty dinners, the cozy, intimate dinners at different restaurants around town. That's going to be at Visit LauderdaleFoodandWine.com. VLFoodWine.com is the website for that. But again, not too late to check out the Dine Out Lauderdale deals at Lauderdale.com.
Great opportunity there. I mean, we keep saying this, and it's true. You can go down almost any block in South Florida and find several places that you wouldn't mind dining at. And so a good opportunity to try some really nice places that you might not otherwise get a chance to experience and do it at an extremely reasonable price. So well worth looking into. All right, coming back with more Mike Mayo's Lunchbox on a Monday morning or afternoon now in a moment.
It's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
I think the Mayo's not here for some reason. Where's Mayo?
Oh, yeah, he left his own show. That's good.
Where is he? He's like,
No, he probably went to get something to eat. All of this talk about food made him hungry. Anyway, Lubie, you're in a wild conversation aside from anything to do with dining out.
Sorry, guys.
What,
I missed the
hungry during the break there?
No, I'm actually, my mom's physical therapist was here. I had to have a little discussion with her.
I thought you were letting a DoorDash guy in.
Yeah, that's it.
Maybe a pizza would show up on the set.
I did have a little cereal this morning. I'm kind of taking it easy. I'm trying to kind of maintain.
You're cutting back, yeah, all right.
Well, we got a big week. Later in the week, we're going to be at Casa Calabria at our friend Frankie's Ocean Manor Resort.
That's overwhelming. I recommend you don't eat before you get there.
That's
going to be.
Let that be your first and last meal of the day.
Delaware. And that segues into our last live spot of the day. Thursday, it's going to be Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market.
Yes, this week.
Oh, nice.
The 24th. You're going to be there. I'm going to be there. Lubie's going to be there. Hopefully some Florida lobsters are going to be there. Maybe even some lab stars are going to be there.
Lobsters are, they're plentiful, though. I mean, people are catching them. Every time I do my walk of life, I'll see 2-3 guys came right in off the beach with their limit of lobsters. Well, not even taking a boat out, just walking right in with a pair of flippers.
If you want the freshest Florida lobster that was just flopping around, and you don't have a friend that scuba dives or goes the lobster fishing on their own, then you're going to want to go into Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market for the freshest local catch and also seafood and fish from all over the continent. They've got things like the Ipswich steamed clams are in there. That's a New England specialty. I love it this time of year. It really does scream summer.
Really a big difference.
Sweet. All those kind of treats. The Turks and Caicos conch is still available. Our friend Jose, along with Jean, they're going to be taking good care of us this week when we go out there on Thursday. And you want to get out there at some point anytime this week. They're open 7 days. You can go on to their website, that's DelawareChicken.com, for the weekly specials and the daily offerings, the fresh catch. They listed every day there at DelawareChicken.com. Better yet, just go into the store itself, 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, right across from the classic Seminole Casino, and just south of Sterling Road there in Hollywood. Again, you could order in advance if you want some specialty items, like they do have the Maine lobsters. If you call up in the morning, they'll get them in for you in the afternoon. They aim to please. Doug Carter, the owner, and his family, they've been running the place for decades. Another one of those places that prides themselves on great customer service, value, and satisfaction. They have, besides the seafood and fish, they have the chicken, poultry, ducks, turkeys, and of course the great meat displays of beef and pork and sausage of all varieties. Grab and go, the roasted chickens, the fish dip, and of course with the Jewish holidays coming up, a lot of people don't realize this, but Delaware makes some of the best chopped liver that I've had outside of my own bubble. They make great holiday items for those who are celebrating the upcoming Jewish holidays. That you can even get their chicken fat, the schmaltz, if you need it for make your own chicken noodle soup with the matzo balls. They have anything you want. Just ask them. They'll make you happy and satisfied. Delaware Chicken and Seafood. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
And it couldn't be any more pleasant to deal with. And I would imagine not every customer is exemplary in terms of just conducting their business right. There's probably some fetching, but it seems like everybody's happy there, like unbelievable and very, very helpful. The staff there is as impressive as any place. we're lucky, Michael, as you know, to work with a lot of good places. But yeah, just a great job there, but by the entire crew.
Oh, their service is great.
Yeah.
They have a experienced staff that aims to please and will go to great lengths to make all their customers happy. Hey, one last thing before we go today, and I guess it was something else posted on Let's Eat. I guess a little bit of a complaint, but do you see that price of skirt steak? Skirt steak, which used to be a humble cut, and this was supposedly on special, on sale at Publix. And it was knocked down from a price of $29 a pound to $25.49 a pound, and they call it a good deal. And they say, love to save here. That's what it said on the card at the butcher case.
Well, yeah, I mean, I always love that at the cash at Publix. Not to, I mean, it's a very convenient store because they have them on opposite corners now in several locations.
Yeah,
because they've taken over virtually everything. And it'll be interesting to see how that Aldi take over Winn-Dixie. And what was the other? I don't know.
Yeah, no, they're taking over.
Yeah.
Aldi's taking over Winn-Dixie's, and
yeah.
I don't know if they're going to keep them all as Winn-Dixie's or
I said they might keep some and convert some to Aldi's.
Yeah,
and it was like a Harry's Market or something, which I'm not familiar with. Yeah, I mean, you go into Publix and you come to the the cash and it says you save like $4.86, and then you realize but I got robbed out of like $300 here.
I don't know. About? I don't know how anybody can consider $25.49 a pound for outside skirt steak that's not even USDA graded. Doesn't even make the grade as USDA choice. Never mind prime, and that's the special $25.49. You can get filet mignons over at our friends at Tropical Acres for less than that, and along with at Delaware Chicken and Seafood. I don't get it. I don't get why people buy certain items at certain places, but it's a free country, and God bless America, and God bless capitalism. We all have choices to make, and I know my choice is not paying that kind of money for that kind of piece of meat. So there goes Publix as a potential sponsor, but that's okay.
They haven't really called. We've been on the air a couple of years already. Yeah.
I actually have a friend that worked with Publix. We had an inn, and they're so one certain direction that literally we would never work. Like,
it wouldn't work.
Weird about. They're not political, but then everything they do financially is uber political. So they're very weird about who they get involved with.
That's okay. Yeah. Hey, that's going to do it for today. Again, we're going to be at Casa Calabria on Wednesday. Tomorrow we'll be back home again. I might try to get
the place is closed though when we're there. So
so don't come out unless you want to hang out at
the tiki bar,
the Bamboo
Bamboo
Beach Tiki Bar. You can have some lunch while we're doing the show, and then we'll come down and drink with you after the show. That's going to be on Wednesday at the Ocean Manor Resort. Tomorrow we'll be at home. I got to try to see if I could get Hyde on the phone. Did you see that he did a list of traveling, like the top 30? He ranked NFL cities.
Oh, by food?
From first
he
to
stole
third.
Your idea?
Not by food, as a football fan, what's the best place to go as a football purist? And he had Green Bay ranked number one because, you got to go check out Lambeau Field. I wanted to put it on his head and do it by food and want to have a conversation with him.
Do that.
Because Green Bay would not be number one.
We love Hyde. We can get him on. He's useless when it comes to food. He's openly told you.
But I want to kind of have
beer.
I want to get his perspective, instead of from a football fan perspective, from a food perspective, ranking the best road trips for an NFL season or adult.
Yeah, but he doesn't care about the food.
I feel like Perk's better for that. And I love Hyde. We can get Hyde on anytime. But every time you bring up food, it's like, I don't know.
It's not his game. It's like discussing soccer with Lubie.
I'll get Perkins.
Perk is great with Perk. When what do you mean? We go to the place every week. Who's the one that ordered the Chilean sea bass? And it was great. It's opened our eyes to the way they cook fish there. Perk's great at that when it comes to food.
Hyde would order a hot dog, a chili dog.
He's openly said, I like a beer and a brew. That's who I am, and I'm typing my column.
But plain dog with nothing on it.
If you had to rank your number one road trip to go to an NFL game for food alone,
or San
New Orleans would be it, or San Francisco. Yeah, that's the top two. Green Bay and Cincinnati would be at my bottom two.
Has great food too, I guess.
LA is not bad on food.
Yeah, but
why?
Green Bay, Cincinnati, bottom two. Cincinnati, because what do you have there?
Cleveland.
Skyline.
San Diego has a different food scene also.
San
Diego's good. Houston has a great
There's no team there anymore, so they're not in the mix.
That would be an impediment.
Minnesota would be one of the last places.
They have a racetrack.
Unless you like walleye ice cream.
If you like walleye,
If you like walleye,
It's in
Walleye
everything.
ice cream. I like walleye yogurt. I like to eat it with my hands. All right, that's going to
we
do
fit
it.
right in with those Scandinavians up there. That's for sure.
Vikings called it the Viking meal.
Yeah.
No utensils. All right, that's going to do it for today. Thanks for putting up with me. Thanks for bearing with me. Everybody, will see you again tomorrow. Until then, for Mike Lubie Lubitz and Jeff Defo DeForest, I'm Mike Mayo saying enjoy every sandwich.